KXVS on 92.1. Coming soon.
Hello, voice of Stockton. This is Darius with Divine Numerology. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon with us as we go and look into the insight that the numbers can reveal to us about our personal lives and cycles. We have in the studio with us today Alex with DJ Vertigo, and he's going to be talking to us a little bit later about what he does, how did he get into it, and a little word of wisdom for those that are trying to do the similar things. And then we also have a good friend of mine, Diego Maldonado, who is a real estate expert, and he has also wants to share with us some of his experience and some advice to people who are trying to aspire to new and greater things. So just to be tuning in today, we have a really awesome day today. Today's the 23rd, and the number 23 is a very special number with numerology because the 23, according to numerology, is a very lucky number. And if you happen to be born on a day that equals 5, 14, or 23, wearing a piece of clothing or something that has the number 23 on it will be very, very beneficial to you. That's why I always like to carry this cap around with me. I'm born on the 5th, and so it's always a special time when I wear this. Many special things happen on the 23rd in a very positive way. The energies, since numerology is the focus of the numbers, but more so behind the numbers, the frequencies that they hold, we find by analyzing the number 23 that it carries the frequencies of 2 and 3, combining those frequencies to bring us to number 5. The 2 deals with the energies of cooperation, balance, teamwork, working and getting along well with others in a very diplomatic way. The number 2 resonates with good music, rhythm and flow. It resonates with the divine feminine. And it also brings to our attention the energies of the moon because of the feminine. The energies of the moon and how the moon affects the water. When there's a full moon, we notice that the tides go up. We notice that farmers will plant seed on nights of the full moon. It's highly suggested because the moon brings up the water in the soil, which causes the seeds closer to the surface to receive the nutrients in the water. Just as the moon brings up the water, it also brings up the emotions in other people, in ourselves. That's how the 2 interrelates with all these other vibrations. Where the 1 is the divine masculine, the 2 is the divine feminine, the sacred feminine, and it expresses itself in terms of vulnerability and receptivity, whereas the 1 is all about giving. So the 2 is a very good picture of what support and usefulness are, what they're all about. Someone or something that's very supportive and really looking toward the interests of others, because that is the energy of 2. Then we have the number 3 on the 23rd. 3 resonates with expression and sensitivity. Anything dealing with the arts, creative expression, music is a huge number 3 component. And the energy that the number 3 resonates with is the planet Jupiter. Jupiter in some traditions resonates with Zeus, who was the teacher and the guru to the gods, the one who sat on top of Mount Olympus. And it's a very powerful number. It's a strong number for orating. People who are good speakers have a life path 3. People who are good dancers, anyone who's involved in the entertainment industry, 3 is completely that number. Music. 2 is music. 3 is dancing to the music. So it's really awesome that we actually have DJ Vertigo and Alex, because he's a DJ and he creates music. And he creates music that gets people to dance, you see, which produces 5. 2 and 3 make 5, which is physical motion, physical movement, change. Isn't this interesting?
It is.
And I want to thank you for being on the show, Alex. Thanks for being on the show along with you too, Diego. Just kind of being our guest here, and hearing before we're able to really peer into your brain and into your heart and see what moves you. Letting the people know that having you here is basically a picture of what 23 is all about. 23 is that good time number. It's that good vibration. It's just a really positive number frequency to hold. And I'll tell you that when you and I were talking just now, Alex, I was doing your numbers, and it's so funny. Today's the 23rd. I'm born on the 5th. I'm wearing a hat that says 23 on it. When I add up your entire birthday, I get 55.
That's 2 5s.
Yeah, double 5. So this is really strong for you, man. That's a very powerful vibration. That's what we call a master number. And this 55 relates to when you add 5 and 5, which we normally don't do with master numbers, but if we did, we'd get 10. And then simplifying it further, we get the number 1. You have the same life path as myself. You and I both share a 1 life path. And that being the case, you and I, some of the things we both have in common are the fact that we both don't like working for other people. As far as when it comes to someone imposing their rules on us and without us choosing, we don't mind where we have to, but we do appreciate the flexibility and the privilege of being able to set our own schedules, which is why entrepreneurial type pursuits are more suited toward people like us, people like yourself who have the 1 life path. You also have something in common with me in your life path, because you have a 10 there. When we look a little bit deeper underneath the 1, underneath the surface, the 10 is the person, the individual who's seeking independence, who wants to stand on their own 2 feet, but who's also here to seek wholeness within themselves. Meaning, what that means is bringing all things into alignment with you, with yourself and how you are, making sure everything is fully integrated. Everything in your life is the way you'd like it to be, would be all things at one, moving harmoniously as one unit, instead of all this part, this part, this part. But what you really like is integration.
I see.
Does that make sense?
It does.
The part where we have a difference is our specific life path number vibration. Mine is a 28, which emphasizes support and cooperation, working with others, which is the number 2 energy, and the 8, which is about connection and disconnection, and working with people in abundance and who have power, and balancing those things between matter and spirit. Yours is 55, which is movement and change, focused on movement and change, generating your ability to support yourself. 5 being a number of physical motion. It's so awesome that you happen to be doing that. You're doing something that actually creates physical motion in other people around you. Getting people to dance, getting people to do what 5 is all about. 5 is all about freedom and movement and travel and change of scenery and variety and moving the body. That's what 5 is all about. Experiencing life with all the senses, when you're doing DJ, you know, when that type of work, you got all the lights involved, all the smoke, smoke screens, and it's, from what I understand, it's about getting as many senses as you can involved in the experience of the person. It's all about making sure they have the best experience possible. Is that about right?
It is. I'm impressed. But that's me.
In a nutshell, basically, right?
Correct.
And this 55, the funny thing about it is it's been manifest around you throughout your life, but in different forms. And at present, it's taking this form. And we're here, you're born, you have a double 5. Today's the 23rd. I'm born on the 5th. I'm wearing this hat. No coincidence here. At least that's how I see it. That's my opinion. But we do have some questions for you. We want to get your mind on some things. So as a DJ, how did it all start?
It all started as a hobby when I was, a kid, 10 years old, and just small gathering for my own family birthdays, and then from there went up to type of friends, and then I saw a big demand of DJing.
Okay.
You know, where I get all my friends calling me, hey, you know, I'm gonna have a party. Can you bring your speakers?
Cool.
And I started with just an iPad mixer.
Oh,
back
wow.
in the days, an iPad. And then from there, I decided to go into business.
Okay.
Then I upgraded my complete system to high quality sound, lighting,
Wow.
and then doing it professionally now.
Okay. What so was it that you saw a really big demand for it, and that's what made you want to take it and say, hey man, I can make some money from this?
Yeah. Friends always calling me up, bring my sound. Friends of a friends, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I can't be doing this for free.
Yeah.
Then I saw a big demand, and I said, okay, I'm gonna go in business, and I've been doing it since.
Cool, man. So how many years have you been in this business?
Over 10 years now, professionally. Again, I started when I was a kid, 10, 12 years old, as a hobby, but as professionally, I've been doing it over 10 years.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice, man. So 10 years of practice, dedication, making sure everyone's on the same page. What type of events do you usually do?
I do all types of events. Small gatherings from home, birthday parties, our traditional Mexican quinceañeras, weddings, school events. I've been doing a lot of events for Galt High School.
Cool.
I did their proms or all their dances in the school itself. So just all types.
Nice, man. So you're flexible.
Yes.
You're able to adapt. That's what 5 is all about. Adaptation, being able to mix. You're the ultimate chameleon.
Absolutely. It's a portable DJ, so I go everywhere.
Nice, man. I love some good music. What different genres do you usually play or cater to?
Different types. Mostly I specialize in Spanish music.
Nice. Okay.
Again, I've been working for schools, so I play more of what's going on today, hip hop, English music, old school, a little bit of country, not a lot, just mostly English and Spanish.
Cool. First thing popped to my mind when you said that was Suavemente.
Suavemente, there you go. That's a popular song.
Suavemente. Yeah. What type of packages do you offer?
I have different type of packages depending on the customer's needs. You know what type of events they're gonna be having. I can get a small 2 speakers in the back for a backyard party, or a complete sound with lighting, uplighting in the hall, like a wedding and stuff like that.
Cool, man. Because I know a lot of people who have pools. I'm sure there's our listeners who have man, it's about to be hot this summer. They want to throw a pool party. They're listening to Divine Numerology. Like, man, I need to get Alex out here. I need to get Alex DJing. We need to play that Suavemente. We need to get people moving in the sun, but cooling off in the water. Just enjoying some good times. So if I'm, you know what I mean, if I'm gonna call you and get in contact with you, what can I expect to see from your services?
You'll be expecting a nice, fun night. I do games at the parties and have everybody have a good time dancing to the music. Different type of music depending on the customer. You know, we all have different taste.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that I make sure that the music I'll be playing it's what they want to listen to and they want to dance to.
Nice.
So it's a great night. It's fun night with DJ Vertical.
Awesome, man. I can already think of other people in this Miracle Miles area who can benefit from you.
Absolutely.
If we wanted, like people out here listening, our listeners, if they want to get in contact with you, if they want more information, where can they go?
They can go to they can look me up on Facebook as
Okay.
Alex Maldonado, DJ Vertical, or if it's okay, I can keep my phone number out.
Please.
They can feel free to contact me at area code 209-663-9025. Also, I have a Snapchat, IG, and Twitter. So they can look them up on all the social medias.
Awesome.
And I have videos, pictures, and all my events that I played in the past.
Okay, cool. So you got a whole portfolio if they want to see. You got pictures. You got a way that they can get in contact with you. That's perfect. So switching the gear a little bit, I want to ask few more personal questions because I touched in on the life path and what that brought, and it looks like you're doing everything exact. You know what I mean? You're doing this life path. You're doing it. It's crazy. A lot of people aren't. So that's an accomplishment. So, one of the things I want to ask is because we know, you're a married man.
I am, yes.
You have children. Three children. And, that's a huge accomplishment right there in itself. And you're able to successfully follow your dreams. You turned your hobby, something you really enjoy doing. You really enjoy music. And you found a way to turn that into something that pays you. That's huge. Many people haven't even found what they love. And yet you've not only found what you love, you've been doing it 10 years and you've been able to support your family from it. Powerful. How did you get your wife to be on the same page as you?
That's a great question. We definitely had difficulties. However, I'm a strong believer if you find the right person that follows the same dream, same goals, it's just a lot easier. So that's what I have done. Me and my wife, we both want to be successful in life. Therefore, she supports me. And definitely, again, we have our difficulties at the beginning. However, now she's supporting and she actually goes every event that I go to.
Wow.
And that's just how we've been doing it.
Okay.
So she's been going with me and my kids.
Cool. So you both live the party
Take them
life.
with me. We all party.
You guys all party for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
That's just how it is. All right, cool. That's awesome. So that kind of answers the second question I had because a lot of times when a man or a woman or someone is pursuing their career full on, they're dealing with the issue of time and how much time is spent with family at some point was an issue. For some people, was that ever something that you had to deal with? And was that one of the initial obstacles that came your way in the beginning?
Yes. That's one of the difficulties at the beginning, however we, have a nice dinner and talked and how we're going to be moving forward with the business since it was no longer a hobby anymore. It's actually turned into a business. And she's been supportive since then.
So basically, go ahead.
And again, it's just easier just to take them with me than create a fight.
Yeah, and it's funner. It's more fun.
It's fun. They all have fun and
she
dance.
Gets to watch you.
Yep.
She gets to watch
Absolutely. And I have fun too because some gigs that I have, there's live bands. And
cool.
obviously I have a break when they're playing. Then I take a moment and have fun with my family as well.
Awesome. So we got 5 more minutes left. If there's someone out there they're listening and they want to do something for some money, extra money, something kind of similar, and they're trying to get their family on the same page, what would you suggest? Like they're trying to get their wife or their girlfriend or fiance or whatever, whoever significant other, what would you advise?
It's something very simple. Just get serious about it. You know, once you focus on what you want to do, just get serious and actually make it happen without a doubt. Otherwise, you won't go nowhere.
Awesome.
As simple as that.
Awesome. You're definitely setting a great example by what you're doing and what you've been able to do. Here's my question. How are you able to get your daughter? You not only do you have 3 kids, but one of them actually graduated from UC Davis, or is she attending UC Davis?
She will be attending UC Davis this coming fall.
Okay, so how did you raise a daughter to go to UC Davis? Raising a daughter in this time is hard in itself.
It's been quite of a challenge. However, she's been good at it as far as doing her part. You know, you do your job as parenting the best for your kids. You know, showing what's good, what's bad. Absolutely let them know that school, college, or university, whichever they decide doing in life, is the best way and the best path to follow.
Nice.
And she's being great at it on her own, and I just support her.
Okay.
So she'll be attending UC Davis this coming fall in the medical field.
Wow. So it wasn't luck. It's not like she just came out, I'm going to college.
Not luck, but it's, if we all do our parts, it's just a lot easier.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. And if there's a listener out there, he's like, man, you know what? I just heard Alex. I'm good at playing music. I'm good at doing this. I want to go out there and make money too. What advice would you give to them right now?
I'll tell them 3 things. Practice, practice, practice.
Okay. 3 things.
3 things. Practice, practice, practice.
Awesome.
And they'll be successful in life.
Awesome. With that being said, I want to thank you again for being on the show and sharing with us your experience, wisdom, and bringing to us, what you deliver and showing us the way to get access to you. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We're about to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have our buddy Diego Maldonado talking about his line of expertise and sharing with us some inspirational thoughts, okay? Talk to you in a moment.
Live in the flesh, KXVS Radio, the voice of Stockton, KXVS 92.1 FM.
Want to talk politics? Tune in every Sunday at 5 p.m. as Don Mazuski and Dustin Brakeville give you the latest news.
Alongside our political analyst, Professor Sirian Villavicencion and Tamer Sakari.
I can hear you loud and clear, Governor. Sure, I'd be happy to.
On Politics Panoramic.
With Matt George and Leo Biaz.
Cowbell Kingdom's podcast.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is for cowbell.
Thursday nights at 7 p.m. right here on KXVS, the voice of Stockton.
Attention, Stockton. Are you experiencing a transition in business, relationships, health, or your life purpose? I'm Darius Oliver, and I help people to look within and find clarity and direction in their constantly changing lives. Tune in and listen with me as I go deep into your patterns and personal cycles through divine numerology. Any life transition you're experiencing can be illuminated by an in-depth analysis of your chart. For the first time in Stockton, you now have access to a professional numerologist here to help you light your own way. I'm in the booth to help you find your own truth. Tune in to Divine Numerology every Friday at 3 p.m. on The Voice of Stockton.
For over 70 years, Smokey Bear has asked you to use fire responsibly.
Fire is due to an unattended campfire.
Go time.
Here's how you can stay on the front lines of preventing wildfires. Always watch your campfire before leaving. Drown it, stir it, drown it again, and feel that the fire is out cold.
Oh, bullseye!
And you won't need a visit from Dusty's team.
Copy that.
Visit SmokeyBear.com for more fire prevention tips. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state foresters, and the Ad Council.
Live in the flesh, KXVS Radio, the voice of Stockton, KXVS 92.1 FM.
Hello, we're back from our break, and this is Darius with Divine Numerology. We have two awesome guests here with us today. First guest we had was Alex with DJ Vertigo, and we have my good friend Diego Maldonado. We go back like Cadillac. We met back at Barnes & Noble, but we met exactly a year before that at another place, and on the exact date that we met the first time. It was crazy. And this was about 3-4 years ago when we met for the second time. And so we just been hanging out, getting together, and he's been sharing with me the things that he's been learning, because he's a real estate agent, but I've also seen a metamorphosis in him as well, because I met him at a time when he was relatively at a relatively lower pace in the output that he was putting in. His metamorphosis has really just skyrocketed the amount of dedication and punch and force and power that he actually puts into things. And I've seen huge progress from him. In fact, when I was thinking of coming back to California originally, I was wanting to do real estate and learn from Diego, and wanted him to be my mentor in that. Maybe that's something for the future. I have no idea, but we're fortunate enough to have Diego on the show with us. And you know what, man? I just want to say thanks for being on the show with us today, Diego. Thank you. So, we hear the term thrown around all the time: real estate agent, come by this and do this. What exactly is real estate for our listeners?
Real estate in the dictionary is just the land with the building, dude.
Just land with a building.
Correct.
So if I look at that place right over there at the corner, it's just got
you're looking at real estate, man.
That's real estate. Okay, so real estate's everywhere.
Correct.
Okay, real simple. What made you choose that? What made you choose real estate as an industry?
The professional aspect of it. I wasn't born and, I want to do real estate. Just kind of a series of events that happened.
Okay. What were some of the events that led up to you wanting to do that?
Series of events. It just kind of played out. I mean, you hear the term all the time. People flip homes, they make money. Developers make money. So that kind of makes you think, okay, how does a huge developer start? And I study their biographies, and most of them start as a realtor.
Wow. Okay. Because there's people on YouTube always talking about it. They're saying, hey, either get involved in these new industries that are opening up, like social media and stuff like that, or get involved in real estate. Someone said, it's old school, but hey, sometimes the old school works. And in this case, real estate, it's made the most millionaires, the most billionaires than many other industries. So doing real estate, what is the day-to-day grind? What do you have to do on a daily basis to make sure that you're able to facilitate your customers' needs?
Buyers want homes, sellers want to know how much they can sell their house for. So that's my job. Okay, a realtor is pretty much like a lawyer. Okay, I don't create the real estate. I'm not a developer. I'm not a huge bank. It's kind of like I put that as a divorce lawyer. Okay, a divorce lawyer do not create the divorce. They facilitate the paperwork for the divorce. So it's a weird example because it's a divorce. However, it's the same thing. A buyer wants to buy a home. I don't create the real estate. I facilitate their experience to buy a purchase real estate. And the same thing with the seller. I facilitate their experience to sell their home.
So you facilitate the experience.
Correct.
So if I'm like, hey man, you know what? Me and my fiance, we want to get a house or whatever like that, or me, I want to get this. I'm like, okay, where do I need to go? I need to go to Diego. What are you going to do? At that point, once I call you up, what's the process look like?
The process, first, I would like to sit down with you. It's about an hour to go over the steps that we're going to be going through, the loan process, interest rates, explain to you pretty much everything in detail, what goes on in the buying process. Once that happens, we just, put action behind it. You go with the lender, see how much you qualify for, and then based on that, we go shop. We go shopping, dude.
Yeah. So you just go looking at the different houses.
Correct.
Okay. And they're like those shows that they got like, oh, I don't like that paint. Oh, that carpet. Or I
right.
love
There's
that.
a lot of that. Yeah.
and oh, but I love that tree in the backyard. That tree is so awesome. It's got those apples, and just focusing on the tree and different aspects like that. You sound really passionate about what you do, like very passionate.
I am.
I can really hear that, and I can feel it in your body language and everything. I did your numerology as well, and the funny thing about it is your Alex, who's your brother, Alex, is born on the 27th, and when I add up your full birthday, that's the number I get. I get 27, which is pretty interesting. But that number in itself, 2 and 7, if I'm just going to throw this out there, 2 and 7, 2 is cooperation with others that's focused inwardly. The 2 and 7 makes 9, which is mass appeal, gives you this ability to appeal to many different people of all types and sorts of backgrounds.
Wow.
That's what the life path that you have is, and that's the day that he's born on. So it's so crazy that you deal with so many people.
Right.
You deal with so many people from various backgrounds, regardless of everything. But doing things on a day-to-day, I'm sure you have to be very consistent as a real estate agent, as a realtor. What motivates you so that you can keep striving beyond burnout?
Potential, man. I want to see how far it can go. So, companies have quotas and things like that. I don't listen to that. I don't pay attention to that. Just kind of do my own thing, see how far it can go.
Okay. So you don't focus on other people. You focus on Diego.
Correct.
You do just like Steve Jobs said. Were you thinking about that, Donovan? Yeah. They asked Steve Jobs a question. You remember that interview?
Right.
They asked, hey, how did you become Apple? He's like, we didn't focus on Microsoft. We focused on Apple.
Same idea, yes.
So you just keep your blinders on. You keep focused.
Right.
And that's how you get to where you're going.
Yeah, every day I wake up, I think me. And that's it.
Okay, and your goals and how your goals...
Yeah, I don't pay attention to gossip, what other people are doing, nothing. What I'm doing is working. If the day that it's not working, then I'll start paying attention of see what other people are doing.
Wow. Okay, so that just helps a person to stay keeping that locked focus.
Correct.
Awesome. You with all this motivation, with all this push, what advice would you give someone who wants to start out in this industry?
Go all in, man. Go all in, because if you waste time flies, dude. Next thing you're 30, you're 40, you're 50, and then you just kind of drop the ball because responsibilities keep adding, especially with a family and kids and things like that. The bill keeps growing. Like, at first your kid wants McDonald's, now they want a 5-star restaurant, a car, things like that. So just, pound the pavement, so to speak, now, so you pay the price, so later it's easier. You see?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Alex, he said practice. It's the same idea everywhere you go.
Okay. And what's really cool is it's so awesome because we hung out and we kicked it way before this show even existed.
Correct.
You've seen me in my metamorphosis as well. And as it continues, you saw me before I even thought of turning this into a business of the numerology. You saw me back when we used to hang out and go, to social events, and I would just use it as a party trick.
Correct, yeah.
I think that's amazing, and now you've seen it grow into this, what it is at this point. this mark. And, I just want to let all of our listeners knows that this guy right here, Diego, he's a mentor to me. And he's shared many of his ideas and his thoughts from a really great book that we all highly recommend. It's called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's not a money, greed book. It's a very practical book that talks about principles that a person can apply in their life to get to specific goals and accomplish certain things. And this book I read a while back, and Diego has read it also. And he's, throughout our paths, our parallel paths, he's constantly reminded me of the things in that book. Hey, Darius, look, man, you got to do this. Hey, Darius, you got to do this. You got to do that. And just kind of like that coach that we all need from time to time. I just want to say thank you and acknowledge that you played that role for me, and just share my appreciation to you for that.
You're welcome, man. Keep hustling.
Absolutely. So that's the advice you would give to someone who's first starting out. So say I'm out there and I'm a real estate agent, and you know what, I've been doing this for some time, but you know what, man, by this time I expected my success to be here. I expected to be this high in the company, dealing with this many clients, but I'm not quite there yet. They haven't reached their standard of success, whatever that may be. What advice would you give to them?
Get clarity. Sometimes the standard of success, they don't know what that is. So that's why they never reach it. So get clarity on what they want. If they have a family, obviously talk to their spouse. That's not I don't have experience in that. However, I do have experience on getting clarity on what you want. And just whatever it is, 10x that. Because you're going to fall short of, obviously, they've been falling short. So let's say they're, it's 100,000, then do more. Your goal should be more. So therefore, you kind of lay, around 100,000.
Okay. So basically raising their standards.
Right. Raise their goals. Maybe they're, they wake up, they're not motivated enough because the goal is not big enough.
Okay. What, let's see, the question that I was going to ask is, when someone is, you mentioned clarity, what is a really good way to get clarity? What's worked for you?
For me, just go into solitude. For me, go for a walk, think, and then just write it down. You see what? Because sometimes society gets you what you want. Maybe you want that car, but that's not what you want. Except that's an idea of a video or something. You see?
Okay.
So it breaks down to what's important to you. Maybe it's the family. Maybe it's the your kid. Maybe whatever that is, it's gonna be inside of you. It's not gonna be elsewhere. That's why when I've seen it a lot. Realtors get that BMW, get the Mercedes, but they're still empty. And after a month, they think that was it, but they're still back to they're not fulfilled. You see?
Okay. So they get all their goals, they get all this stuff, but they haven't connected.
They haven't connected with the higher purpose.
Wow. That's huge.
Whatever that is different for everybody.
Now, what really stood out to me is when you said that you went and got clarity. You sought clarity, and you went and did it in solitude.
Yes.
What's really interesting about that is because I did your numerology chart. I remember that. And in yours, this is news to people, you have what's called a 7 heart's desire, a 7 soul urge. That is, the 7 seeks clarity through solitude by going in times of going in within. You went within.
Correct.
And you did whatever you had to do to, with your mind, whether that was a form of meditation that we may not know was a meditation but really was, but going within, going into the silence and going out away from other people basically what you did is tuned out the noise so you can tune into the signal. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
And that's how you were able to find your clarity and to find your truth.
Correct.
So that leads me to my next question. You were able to identify, you've heard of Simon Sinek? He's a really cool guy. He has this video on YouTube called The Power of Why. And he has this concept of teaching it where he starts with the inside. He start with why. That's what he says. He's one of my favorite speakers because you start with why and everything else follows. What's your why?
My potential, man. I want to see how far I can go. That would be it.
Okay. So before you had all of the things that you have been able to accomplish, everything that you own, all these things that you're working to accomplish, and all the people's lives that you're touching and benefiting and helping, before you had these things, it was you wanting to pass and surpass your limitations.
Right. Yeah. Just, when you're immigrant in America, you are kind of like mentally, okay, you never see or never experience, okay, a side of success other than whatever is around you, other than TV or with today's social media, but never really have that human experience. So I always wonder why.
Okay.
Why not you? Why not me? Why not, my brother? Or why not my uncle? And, things like that.
Yeah.
So I just, I was like, well, I can do that. Therefore, I just went for it.
Okay.
Don't pay attention to gossip. Again, nothing matters other than whatever I want to do.
So when your family was talking about what Cousin Joe did or what...
I always thought I could do better. Not in a cocky way. In a way like, okay, they see that person as a successful person, and maybe in their mind there is, he or she is. However, I always thought it was not a big deal. Because I saw, the Forbes magazine, Steve Jobs is like 20 billion.
Yeah.
Or, micro, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always like, okay, they're humans just like you and me, and just went for it.
Okay.
And I keep going. I'm not nor near close my goals, but I keep going.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah. You just keep skyrocketing.
Correct.
Just keep and hitting those boundaries and surpassing those boundaries.
Right.
Limit breaker.
Yes.
Awesome. What material would you recommend for any of our listeners as far as shaping the mindset, and, why do you think that mindset would be important?
Today, the material it would be 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. The mindset is important because if you don't have the correct mindset, you're gonna quit. Whatever that is, it could be a DJ, it could be a realtor, it could be you're gonna open a restaurant, it's sports center, whatever it is, you're gonna run through challenges. Okay. And if you don't have the mindset that's gonna help you through the challenges, then you're just gonna go back, and next thing you know, you're 60, 70-year-old thinking I should have not paid attention to the challenges and just do it.
I should have did this.
Exactly.
I should have did that. You're gonna should all over yourself, just like Tony Robbins.
Right,
says.
right, yeah.
Okay, and that's what is that book?
10X Rule by Grant Cardone.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us, and I want to thank you again, both of you, especially you, Diego, for being on the show. And I want to see, is there any last words before we close out?
DJ Vertigo, last words?
Actually, I want to give special thanks to my family, Blanca, and my kids, Daisy, Janelle, and Christian, and also all the people, family, friends that tune in Facebook. We were live. Special shout out to my amigo. Do I have time? I have a lot of friends here.
Let's
just
see.
do it,
we
man.
Have time? Go for it.
All right. I'm just going to say their names so people that tuned in. Ventura Maldonado, Lucy Gutierrez, Monica Torres, Nelly Rubalcava, Cristina Ceja, Daisy Orsino, Farina Gomez, Jesus Ruiz, Joanna Rubalcaba, Tereso Mendoza, and my amigo El G de Galt. Shout out para Jesus y Abraham, Joel Martínez, Raúl Ramírez, el compa M1, Jessica Flores, Jennifer Martínez, El Galán Torres, Juan Miranda, Francisco Beltrán, Rufina Guzmán, Manuel Salgado, Alicia Valdés, Adrián Maldonado, Francisco Ramírez, Ernesto y Ana Rubalcaba, María Derlín Castro, Angélica Calderón, Mario González, Sandra Martínez, Efraín Maldonado y Kenia Cuevas.
Awesome.
Alex DJ Vertical.
There you go. You heard it from the man himself.
Shout out.
Shout out. And if people want to get a hold of you, Diego, what do they do?
Facebook me, Diego Maldonado, or call me 209-513-3675.
What's the number?
209-513-3675.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Divine Numerology with Darius Oliver and our guest, Diego Maldonado and Alex DJ Vertigo. We are closing out. You all have an awesome weekend. And today, if you want to catch me, I'm going to be at Unity of Stockton giving a workshop on numerology, and I'll be doing readings afterward. The address will be 2027 West March Lane if you want to attend that. You all have an awesome weekend, and we will be talking to you soon. It starts at 5. So in roughly an hour and 10 minutes. You have an awesome day.
All right.
Peace.
Thank you for the opportunity.